Sorry, we gotta do roll call. Here.
Mr. Richard Wilhauer.
Here.
Mr. Clint Russell.
Here.
Ms. Kelly Kappas.
Here.
Dr. Jason.
Okay, now.
Salute pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow. Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for allowing us together here freely. Please be with our school system, our teachers and our administrators. Help us make the best decisions for our students and our community. In your name we pray.
Okay, agenda item number 4 is the consent agenda. Consists of items A through I. Does anybody have any questions on those?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Voting is now open. Ms. Wendy Finger.
Yes.
Mr. Richard Wilhauer.
Yes.
Mr. Clint Russell.
Yes.
Ms. Kelly Kappas.
Yes.
Dr. Jason.
Yes.
Agenda item number 5, report on revenue collections and expenditures.
I guess I warned off on Mr. G because he actually got this report before I did, and he came in and he compared it to December 24, and our numbers look good. So the first thing I always look at is that. I do preface that by saying it's sometimes misleading because it depends on when we get funds, and last year we got funds later on in the school year than we did this year, but obviously I'm happy with where we're at. I'll continue to see where we can make our cuts. Won't go into the details like I did a month or two ago, but now that we are in 26 and now that Sofidel is on the books, with the fiscal year and tax, all of that stuff goes into a little bit different for the school, but I anticipate in 12 months from January through June of 27 to be the part where we've got to, will be the roughest. Told you, prior had to make non-payables whenever they went through that part of it. A lot of angst or miscommunication with people as far as what that does or doesn't do for the school, but that will be the first hurdle before we can start reaping some of that, is to get through that part. And so the more that we can save throughout this calendar year will help us absorb some of that hiccup when we turn the calendar a year from now. We will get in new business. We actually, Kelly just brought it in. Clint brought it in earlier. I'll ask you in our new business to approve a PO. And the reason I'm talking about that now is part for the, it's the electric part. We had to redo the left field baseball lights. We don't have lights in that left field. Some of the lights are out. And as they dove into it, it was a wiring system, wire failure that could be anywhere up the pole. So there's a $2,000, but we're getting close to that. The power is supposed to be to the indoor in the next couple of days, and so the indoor will hopefully be available for the majority of our off-season or preseason baseball practice. That money, this money and all that will come out of the T-Mobile money that we have left over. We were able to save, of the $2 million, we were able to save some on the turf and on the school board, and that's how we were able to redo the track, which I think Coach Thomas is at either girls basketball or wrestling. They're both going on right now, but we were able to save some money from that. We do have a few change orders that over the next few months we will to finalize those things, but able to do the track. I think that's going to start right around spring break to resurface the track. We've already got the bleachers, and we were able to make that, to stretch that $2 million a little further, and so that is things that will be used for on this part. So that money is money that had to be spent on the Friday night ride experience, and so with the baseball lights and the indoor and stuff like that, since football does utilize that from time to time, able to use that. So if you see those change orders or these electric deal, that money has been accounted for. And then Hillary and Brett and I talked to Mr. G the other day about We still have a little bit left. We're trying to figure out exactly how much after those change orders to see what other projects we can do, whether it's asphalting between the fields or new chain link around the field. But anyway, all that stuff is Friday Night Light money, that's not out of the building or general fund. So I wanted to make sure that you were aware of that, and that's my report.
Okay, agenda item number 6, principals report.
I guess it's me, I think I'm the only one here right now, so, 2026, off to a great start. Our attendance has been really good considering how much sickness has been going around, so excited about that. Getting ready to start our, middle of the year benchmark, testing, so that's, looking forward to seeing how that's going. We had our first literacy night on December 18th, and super excited about how that turned out. Just didn't know how it was gonna pan out, but our attendance was outstanding. The teachers worked so hard. Kids raved about it. The building looked amazing. So really, really excited about that becoming a yearly thing for us. So again, really, really excited about that. I did bring my 4th grade academic team, so I'm gonna let Miss Crutchfield introduce the team and talk about what they've been doing and how successful they've been. If you guys wanna come up wherever.
Y'all wanna come up?
Yes.
I'm just gonna stand up on the sheet and just say, middle school, high school principal, report. And then if you want to pop up after that.
Okay, this is
I
the
think-
4th
I don't
grade
think so.
academic team. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. We'll start with you, Lucy.
Yeah, because you would need to do it then before they vote to do that.
So we have already been to one competition, right before Christmas break, and I'm proud to announce that we went 4-0. We beat Kremlin Supply, we beat Epic, and we beat Oklahoma Union. So we have another one coming up, February 6th that we're gonna host. And it will be the same schools, and I'm feeling pretty confident we're gonna bring home another plaque. We'll show them what we won. We are the Alpha Tournament champs. And Lucy's just gonna tell you all just a little bit, in case you're not familiar with academics, what goes on.
So we will go to the meetings and we will buzz them to answer, and we have breaks between every
Every yes.
competition.
Yeah.
And my favorite part about being on the academic team is that, like, answering the questions and getting them correct and being able to know the answers.
It's a team thing. Each one of them kind of have their specialty. We've got math quizzes, history quizzes, geography, language arts, current events. They all kind of pull their own. And this is a good group right here. So thank you for letting us come.
You're welcome to speak up there. Thank you, Brad.
I'm going to speak on behalf of middle school and high school principal based on what all's going on today currently. They're having to deal with coverage, mainly at the middle school. At the high school, we got both administrators have kids participating in stuff, so I told them I'd stand up and say that the end of the year ended good, the start of the year is going good. That's all I got. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, for athletics, first thing I want to do is introduce Kelly Moorhead. Kelly he's our esports coach. I'll let him talk real quick and I'll go.
Yeah, Hayden, you wanna come up? Yeah. So this is Hayden Bell. We, went to state tournament and he ended up winning the state title for, Madden Esports. And this is his medal. This is a nice little plaque that they gave me as well. Definitely came in as an underdog. He was the 8th seed in the second round, beat number 1 Jinx, and then went on to play live. It was just me and him and one other student that I took with us against you know, that student and their whole esports team was there, so there was like 20 kids and us 3. So it was definitely an underdog situation, but he did great, came out number 1, state champ.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats. Christmas break's over and we're rolling. So we got a tournament going over. If y'all seen wrestling's going, it's crazy. Basketball's at Locust. Our boys won last night. They are the 1 seed. Somehow they played 8 there as an 8 seed. That was probably the championship game. It was a great game. Girls did get beat. They went back today. I mean, it was at half. It was 34-6, and we ended up, you know, winning by 25, I believe. Wrestling's going on. I've been here a little earlier, so as I came by, just to touch base, there was an ambulance there. Kid dislocated his elbow. That's about the norm. I think we're about regular once a year at our wrestling tournament. So, going good. Baseball's fixing to roll around the corner. Soccer, you know, if you drive by, as nice as it's been, our soccer's been getting after. We have a new coach, Bart Hill, the boys. He's done a really good job. Things are rolling. So, with me standing here, because I'm going to head back to wrestling, I want to address item 14 if I can. If that's okay. I've put in my resignation for football. Has nothing to do. I mean, it was a tough decision. I love what I do. I love it. I think we've got the ball rolling. I did it for my health. I want to live longer than a couple more years, and I was a little worried about it, so I want to thank everybody for giving that. I'm going to stay on as AD as long as you allow me and keep it rolling, so I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
I just want to say one thing on my part. The Gamma Pi ESA ladies are hosting our Special Olympics bingo night on January 24th at 4 o'clock at the Roundup Club, and they do this yearly for us, and they donate that money to us, and it's a great help to send our kids to Stillwater, and we just appreciate it, and we invite everyone to come and join.
Okay, agenda item, excuse me, number 7, citizens' comments. Okay, agenda item number 8, audit presentation.
That's me. That's what everybody's here for, right?
That's right.
Yeah. My name's Eric Bledsoe. I'm with Bledsoe Hewitt Phillipson. This is your 24-25 fiscal year audit. Do you all have a copy of the audit report with you? Okay. I'm going to start over on page 14. For the audience, I can usually get this done in like an hour and a half. Sometimes. Page 14 is a summary page of the 3 letters that precede it. I don't want to say every letters to you, but this is a good summary of those reports. Number 1 deals with the first letter, and anytime a CPA firm does an audit of any kind of business or mom and pop, all the way up to a Fortune 500 company, any kind of government, you always have to issue your opinion on the financial statements. That's the purpose behind an audit. That's what we do here. Typical government, it's nice and confusing in a long sentence. Basically what it's saying is it's an adverse opinion, which usually in auditing is not a good thing to have an adverse opinion. But the reason it's adverse is because there's a gap departure on the way that your financial statements are presented. It's not the way that government auditing is presented anymore. It's been modernized. But your oversight agency, the State Department of Education, has asked you to put your financial statements in this format. So it's nothing that you all are doing wrong. It's just they need to modernize the financial statements on their end. So you get the same comment as every other school district in Oklahoma, and you get an adverse opinion on this. So nothing you're doing wrong. It's just they need to modernize. Number 2, number 3 deal with the second letter, and anytime you do an audit of a government, any kind of government, you have to issue a report on internal controls and on compliance. And internal controls, you're talking about the checks and balances, segregation of duties over all the funds going in and coming and going out of the district, make sure there's checks and balances there and that kind of thing. And then compliance, you're talking about statutes and laws that school districts have to follow in Oklahoma. And if we had any material findings on, that money, it would be under section 2, and section 2 says none, so that's a good thing. And then number 4 through number 9 deal with the federal funds, and, there's a third letter in here, and anytime you expend more than $750,000 of federal money, which you all do every year, you have to issue a separate report on internal controls and compliance, once again. Internal controls, you all follow the same internal controls for your federal funds that you do your other funds, so that's an easy fix. And compliance, you're talking about compliance with the federal grant, applications and items you have to do for each one of those different federal programs. You have to say you're gonna do this, this, and this with the money, and you gotta make sure you do that with it, so. Number 7 tells you that the programs that we determined to be major were the Title I program and the Child Nutrition Program. Those were the two of your larger programs, so those are the ones that we did compliance on and satisfied the requirements of the federal government. And if we had any findings on your federal programs, they would be under section 3, and the word you see there is none, so no material findings on the audit report. So now I'm going to take you over to page 17. Page 17 shows your general fund in 24-25 and how it did, and you can look at the third column down. The actual column shows 24-25, then the column to the right of it shows what happened in the prior year. It's always a good idea to have something to compare a group of numbers to. The best thing to compare them to in government is the prior year. Bottom line for you all on revenues collected was $13 million, about $400,000 more than the prior year, which is great. And then your expenditures went up also, but your expenditures went up $350,000. So your revenue went up and your expenditures went up, but your revenue went up a little more than your expenditures, which is a good thing in your personal life and in your school. Bottom line, your excess of revenues collected over expenditures was about $198,000, and you always want that number to be positive. The goal of any government is to live on what you collect that year. That's what you want to try to live on, that money, and not have to go into your fund balance. So you all were able to attain that goal and came out actually $198,000, ahead. The prior year, you came out about $154,000 ahead. So 2 years in a row there where you've attained your goal as a government and lived on what you brought in. So your fund balance went from $938,000 to $1.1 million. And as board members, you guys probably hear people talk about fund balance percentages and carryover percentages. How you do that is you divide your fund balance into your revenues collected to get a percentage of carryover. Last year you were at 7.4% carryover, and then this year you were at 8.7% carryover. So you're staying consistent, and that's a really good word for government, is consistency. You want to try to stay consistent on all this stuff. So 8.7% carryover is decent for a school district your size. Legally, you could have up to a 17% carryover before they start taking the money back from you. So, you're about halfway there, but as long as you've got enough there, kind of what the superintendent was talking about, to, it's a cash flow deal. You gotta have money there because sometimes it takes a while before the property tax money starts coming in. So that's kind of what your fund balance is for. The next page, page 18, this was your general fund that I just went over, which is the main operating fund. Page 18 is your special revenue funds, which for you all is just your building fund, because you run your child nutrition fund through your general fund. So, page 18 shows what happened to the building fund. If you look at the third column over, the actual column, you saw that you had revenues collected of $2.7 million, which was $1.7 million more than the prior year. And that was because this is where that $2 million of the T-Mobile money went in 24-25. So your expenditures went up also naturally because you got the money, you had to start spending it. So your expenditures also went up. It went up about $1.3 million. So you came out ahead on your building fund by about $281,000, and so at the end of the year you had $725,000 in there. And probably a portion of that is some of that T-Mobile money left that you're gonna, I'm sure, spend this year. And after that, there's a couple of more schedules in there, so about 15 pages of notes. I'm gonna take you past all that over to page 39. I promise I'm almost done. Page 39 shows your student activity funds broke out by sub-account. This is, the school district acts as an agency for these funds. The organizations raise the money, they spend the money, and it all gets held by the school and make sure it goes through the proper channels and that there's some, guidance over it. Bottom line, you began the year with about $500,000. You had additions, which is your revenue, your fundraisers of $1,065,000. And your deductions, your expenses were $986,000, so you ended the year with about $585,000. These fundraisers and things going on out there, teachers and coaches in charge of this money, you got $1 million going through that fund, so that's a lot of money, so that's a lot of responsibility for a lot of people, so that's good. After that, on page 41 is your federal schedule. This shows all the federal grants you were awarded, how much revenue was collected, and how much was expended federal money-wise. Bottom line on that, you had $1.2 million of federal revenue collected and about $1.2 million of federal expenditures. And you all do a good job of getting that grant money back into your school. You don't have a lot of it hanging out after June 30th. If you did, that balance column would have a lot of money in it, but you all do a good job of claiming it and getting it back in here by June 30th, so it's considered revenue for the year that it was spent. Then after that's just a couple of miscellaneous schedules, and the last page is the letter to the superintendent, which would have any immaterial findings on it, things we just wanted to let you know about. And we didn't even have any immaterial findings here, so that's great. Usually, we can find something to pick on you for and put it on that immaterial letter, but, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. They do a great job here, and they always have. They're real good about documentation and having an audit trail over all their transactions, so we appreciate their efforts. But I'll take any questions if you got any. Okay,
Thank you.
appreciate it. Y'all have a good weekend.
Okay, agenda item number 9, discussion and vote to approve or disapprove the board's policies is listed in number 9.
A lot of the things, OSSBA changed January 1, and all those are just indicative of those. A lot of them are just dates and stuff like that. So it's very routine stuff.
Motion to approve policies.
Second. Voting is now open. Ms. Wendy Keener.
Yes.
Mr. Richard Wilhauer.
Yes.
Mr. Clint Russell.
Yes.
Ms. Kelly Kappas.
Yes.
Dr. Jason Cook.
Yes.
Agenda item number 10, discussion and vote to approve or disapprove the junior varsity and varsity academic team going to Birmingham, Alabama for the national championship, leaving June 11th and returning June 15th.
Still a lot of stuff to be determined. That just gives them the, I won't say authority, but the green light to go ahead with their fundraising and to move towards at least entertaining the thought of going, so.
Make a motion to approve agenda item number 10.
Second.
Voting is now open. Ms. Wendy Keener.
Yes.
Mr. Richard Wilhauer.
Yes.
Mr. Clint Russell.
Yes.
Ms. Kelly Kappas.
Yes.
Dr. Jason Cook.
Yes.
Agenda item number 11, vote to convene or not to convene into executive session to discuss items A through E.
Second.
Voting is now open. Ms. Wendy Keener.
Yes.
Mr. Richard Wilhauer.
Yes.
Mr. Clint Russell.
Yes.
Ms. Kelly Kappas.
Yes.
Dr. Jason Cook.
Yes.
Okay, moves us to agenda item 13, motion to approve or disapprove the contract of Superintendent Jeff Unruh to include school year 26-27.
Make a motion to approve contract for superintendent to fund around.
Voting is now open. Ms. Wendy Keener?
Yes.
Mr. Richard Billhauer?
Yes.
Mr. Clint Russell?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly Capris? Yes. Dr. Jason Cook?
Yes.
Agenda item 14, motion to approve or disapprove the resignation of Brett Thomas, head football coach.
Motion to approve the resignation of Brett Thomas as head football coach. Second.
Voting is now open. Ms. Wendy Keener?
Yes.
Mr. Richard Billhauer?
Yes.
Mr. Clint Russell?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly Capris?
Yes.
Dr. Jason Cook?
Yes.
Agenda item 15, motion to approve or disapprove the employment of Donna Moore, library assistant, for school year 26-27.
Motion to approve Donna Moore for the school year 26-27. Second.
Voting is now open. Ms. Wendy Keener?
Yes.
Mr. Richard Billhauer?
Yes.
Mr. Clint Russell?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly Capris? Yes. Dr. Jason Cook?
Yes.
Agenda item 16, motion to approve or disapprove the employment of Marcy Mutry, para, for school year 25-26.
Motion to approve employment of Marcia Mutry for school year 25-26. Second.
Voting is now open. Ms. Wendy Keener?
Yes.
Mr. Richard Billhauer?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly Capris?
Yes.
Dr. Jason Cook?
Yes.
Agenda item 17, motion to approve or disapprove the employment of Samantha Martin, choir assistant, for school year 25-26.
Motion to approve Samantha Martin, choir assistant, 25-26. Second.
Voting is now open. Ms. Wendy Keener?
Yes.
Mr. Richard Billhauer?
Yes.
Mr. Clint Russell?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly Capris?
Yes.
Dr. Jason Cook?
Yes.
Agenda item 18, new business.
So this is the, electric bid that we literally got 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago, for the, left field light pole, and it is a total of $2,140 for, electrical, for the lift rental, and for her ballast change, do not include lift rental. The problem is between head and ballast will be time, material, price per hour, and so that is, again, money that will come out of T-Mobile for $2,140. And if we don't approve it, we can't start on work till it's approved in February, so.
Make a motion to approve the bid and new business.
Second.
Okay, voting is now open. Ms. Wendy Keener?
Yes.
Mr. Richard Billhauer?
Yes.
Mr. Clint Russell?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly Capris?
Yes.
Dr. Jason Cook?
Yes.
And this meeting is adjourned.